Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Ignore my hair, it's drying after a shower I had a little bit ago. But like I mentioned to you guys in my last studio vlog, I was still gonna do convention vlogs, and I have a convention coming up literally tomorrow. It's the debut convention for the Snuus. It's the first physical event that I'm gonna be bringing them to. This one has a ribbon just so that I remember it's the display one. And I'm just so excited to bring these guys to a funky little show. Other than that, though, this timing is the absolute worst. So I booked this show a long time ago, like a hot minute ago, maybe a month or so ago. 1 week ago, October 10th, I fucked up my knee really, really bad while I was doing my exercise. Sometimes I do fuck up my knee while I'm exercising. I usually just rest a couple of days and then that's that. But this time it was swelling. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned my knee pain a lot, but my knee pain doesn't come with swelling. So that was really concerning. And throughout the next couple of days, including and bleeding into today, I have had a lot of difficulty sitting, standing, laying down, walking, just existing in general. I'm trying to walk through the pain right now. One, because I'm a chronic pacer. Even if my leg is in pain, I am going to pace the apartment. And two, I want to test the limits of my knee before the convention tomorrow. But that's not all that's happened, because of course it's not. About 3 days ago, after my Monster Hunter stream, I was getting a lot of pain, like here in my jaw. And it took a little while. I was like, man, I should really go see a dentist. I took some emergency commissions so that I could go and see the dentist. And I went and saw her yesterday. The pain that I have is very similar to teething, like when my wisdom teeth were coming out. It's a very similar feeling to that. So I thought maybe I was teething a little bit more, maybe like one of my teeth is just a little bit lopsided, maybe it's just plaque buildup. I wasn't expecting anything serious. And that was a bit of a mistake, because it turns out I need all my wisdom teeth removed. I specifically need the right side removed, but it's easier for me medically speaking if I get all 4 of them done in one go. And unfortunately, it looks like it's gonna cost about $1,800. So that's fantastic. So before we get on with the vlog, I just want you guys to know that I do have emergency commissions open. I don't know where the iCard is. It might even be in the description below, but I do have emergency commissions open, 10% discount until I hit the $1,800 that I need. And there's also a coffee linked below if you want to help financially, but you either don't want or can't get a commission. I'm really stressed. I'm in a significant amount of pain. Even just talking to you guys is incredibly painful, because every time I close my mouth, my top wisdom tooth pierces the gum that is covering my bottom wisdom tooth, and that's where a lot of the problems are coming from. But I just thought I'd get that out of the way, just so that if I'm a little bit like out of character, so to speak, in this vlog, you guys know why. I'm excruciating pain because of my tooth, because of my knee. I'm also experiencing some feminine hygiene problems. If you know, you know. Everything is happening all at once. My body is not my own. I'm in pain. Which means for majority of the vlog, I might leave you with these guys. These guys have been wanting to create their own content for a while now. Nougat helped me make biscuits the other week, and so that short will be coming out soon. But I think I'm gonna leave you guys with them, see how they handle the vlog. How do you guys feel? All right, good job, lads, good job. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the convention, okay? All right, Rosha, it's time for the trip. How do you feel? Dewdrop, did you pack everything that you were gonna need today? Nougat, are you ready to help me move these huge suitcases? All right, it's roughly 7:15-ish. Let's get you guys ready and go. check out what we got. Custom made. You ready for this? Bam. Isn't he adorable? Fuck. Alright, it's a little bit past 10. It's like 5 past 10, I think. The doors should be opening in about half an hour. The boys are lined up and ready to go. Sorry, I'm showing you their butts, but they're on stage ready to perform. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here. Alright, it's now 11 o'clock. We've made our first couple of sales. We sold our first Snuus. And I'm gonna fucking cry. Because the girl who picked it up, I gave her the Snuus. I gave her Rocher. She bought a little Rocher guy. And I was like, oh, needs a bit of extra cuddling to get it into shape. And she takes it under her arm and she goes, oh, my child. I was already happy about the sale, but like, your child, oh my God. All right, it's 11:46. It's an hour and some change. Yo, we've completely sold out of our Rochers. He's gone. We've got like maybe 2 dewdrops left. Nougat has almost sold a couple of times, but he hasn't like properly sold any yet. I have to get more Snuus into the venue, so hopefully my sister's gonna come down soon. We're gonna get more Snuus, but it's only been the first hour and I have sold 6 Snuus. What is happening? Like, all right, we're 2 hours in. We're on our last dewdrop. This is our display dewdrop. My partner has gone down to the apartment to grab more dewdrops and more Rochers. We noticed that Rocher is the one catching people's attention and bringing them into the table. I don't know why, but hopefully he's back soon. All right, hour 3, we're at the halfway point. Our Rocher and dewdrop have been restocked. Food is on the way. I am starving. Hopefully, the rest of the day continues this good. I forgot that I was vlogging. You know what I mean?
The whole experience, food and all.
Yeah, food and all. Alright, it's 3:30. We've got about an hour left. I didn't check in at 2:30 because, truth be told, I forgot. We've sold 12 Snuus in total. Here are their butts, once again. I'm not going to turn them around for you this time. 12 of them. I don't have words, honestly. I've been seeing people walking around holding them, and it's really sweet. I've seen people literally fall in love in real time when they, like, see them, when they hold them. When they hear about who they are, it's like, it's so surreal. It's so surreal. I'm hoping to sell a couple more in the last hour, but even if we don't, I think this con's been a pretty big success for the Snuus, so we'll see you later. Alright, there's 8 minutes of con left. Rocher has sold out a second time. And now Dewdrop has sold out. We've only got, I think we've got like 2, maybe 3 nougats left. And that's it. I was not expecting that. We've sold like 17 Snuus today. I'll talk a little bit more about the profit and loss back at home, but I don't really have words. In a good way, in a good way. I know it sounds like not a good way because of my complexion, but I'm just really tired. Ideally, we'll get rid of the rest of the nougats in these like 8 minutes, but I don't think we will. I think nougat's coming home with us, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. All right, it's now not the next day, but the day after, because my partner and I needed some much needed rest after the con on Saturday. We basically spent all of Sunday sitting on the couch and watching My Little Pony, which was not how I was planning to spend Sunday, but we needed the rest. I just went down to the post office and sent off the 3 Snuus orders that we got online that day because a lot of people missed out on the Snuus that they wanted during the convention, so a couple of them went and bought them online. Rocher actually tied with Dewdrop. I don't have a Dewdrop next to me, one second. There you go. So Dewdrop actually ended up tying with Rocher, this little guy, in terms of sales. If we include the 3 online orders that we got, Rocher and Dewdrop both sold 9 units that day, and Nougat, I believe, sold, I think, 4? I remember that Nougat was 5 units behind the other 2, so I believe it was 4. That doesn't mean that people weren't as interested in Nougat as the other 2. A lot of people were interested in all 3, but could only afford 1 or 2 of them. And upon like flipping a coin, Nougat happened to lose. A lot of people who Nougat was their favorite, we were like the last table that they saw that day, so they had run out of their budget. So it's not that the interest for Nougat wasn't there. It was just really, really unfortunate coincidence that a lot of the people who were Nougat stans just couldn't get one for one reason or another. But yeah, overall, I think that was the best one-day event that my partner and I have ever done. My partner almost didn't come with me because he's had a really, really busy like couple of weeks with his full-time job, but he ended up coming, like pulling me aside and being like, oh, I'm so glad that I came with you because seeing the Snuus blow up was a massive, massive success. He was getting a secondhand high off of me, and he was like, damn, I was getting a high off of the Snuus selling. I can't imagine how you were feeling, and I just don't have any words. But let's talk numbers. The table for Colourful Minds was $100. It was a full table, and we ended up spending, I think, $28 on food as well. Transport was free because my parents decided that they were going to help us out because the venue was really close to where we live, and they weren't sticking around. They literally just came in, dropped us off, and then came down to pick us up. So there was no parking fee or anything like that. Again, it was a one-day show, so there was no accommodation needs or anything like that, so we only spent $128 on the whole event. So yeah, $128 in expenses. Now, if we talk about profits, this is where it gets kind of crazy and why my partner and I were saying that this is the best one-day con that we've ever done. So in cash, we made $287, and then on card we made $580, which means that we made over $800 gross income. And then when you take away the $128 that we spent, our total amount of like net profit was $739 for a 6-hour event. I was fucking blown away. I knew the Snuus were gonna be like good, and I could only hope that they were half as good as what they ended up being. But it was also kind of surreal and kind of scary because I was keeping track of things that we had sold throughout the day, and if we didn't bring the Snuus, then we wouldn't have made back the table that day. Because I brought all of these keychains, my retro gaming blind box, which the items in the blind box are right here. I brought my acrylic earrings. I brought both of my sticker collecting books, as well as my travel size sketchbook and my travel size notebook. I brought all of my stickers. I can't show you the tin that they're in, but I brought all of my stickers. I brought my pin collection. I brought my Sonic Heroes themed lanyards. And then I also bought my Forget Me Not tote bag, as well as my Restless Dreams glass cup. So I bought a lot of stuff with me. And the fact that I would not have made back the money for the table if I didn't bring the Snuus is kind of horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. But I also feel it was a necessary wake-up call. So once a lot of the stuff that I have that's not related to the Snuus is gone, it's not going to be coming back. The tote bags won't be coming back. The glass cups won't be coming back. It breaks my heart, but the notebook and the sketchbook will not be coming back. I'm really going to narrow down the amount of stuff that I have at my tables. One, so that I don't have to pack as much different product, but two, so that I have more room to bring more Snuus, because this is what's doing it now. I'm really happy that this is what's doing it. I've been designing these things since 2018, and when I locked in, they took like 6 months to develop, not to mention the fact that I need to find a new manufacturer after the guy who made these ones. But I feel like this is a sign This is a sign that I need to hone my focus in on these Snuus and all of the other weird, wacky ventures like the tote bags, the cups, the books, and stuff like that. It's just not gonna happen. And honestly, I think I know why. I'm really proud and really happy with the tote bag design, the glass cup design, the notebook designs. I'm happy with all of it, but I think the problem is that I wasn't designing the products because it was something I really, really wanted to make. I was designing the products because I thought that if I sold products that had a functional purpose, aside from being decoration, like key rings or stickers, that they would sell well. And turns out nobody wants them. I've had those glass cups since January and I have only sold 2 of them out of the 50 that I've ordered. And the tote bags, I have 25 of them. I've had them for about I want to say a year and a half, and I've only sold 1. My babies, on the other hand, the Snuus, don't serve a functional purpose. They're just stuffies, but so much love and dedication and years of perfecting the design has brought me to these little guys. And I honestly really do think that it shows. So I'm going to be narrowing down a lot of my products. There's going to be a Black Friday sale on my Etsy store and my Shopify store. But after that sale, I think some of the products that I have are going to permanently go on clearance until I can get rid of every single one of them. Off the top of my head, the books, the tote bags, and the glass cups are definitely gonna go on clearance, just so that I can get rid of them really quickly. There are some products that probably will end up going on clearance, but I'll wait a couple of months just to see if maybe they get a second wind, like my sticker collecting books. These ones in particular, the collector, I sold out of them twice. And so when I did my 3rd restock, I ordered double the amount of stock that I usually get, and now nobody wants them. So I'm hoping that they get a second wind, otherwise they will also be on clearance. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do now that the con is over. I'm glad I got all of the Snoo packages out, but there's still a lot of other stuff related to the business that I need to take care of, so that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm sorry if this vlog ended up being a little bit short. It was only a 1-day convention, so I didn't have a lot to film, and I'm also sorry that this is the only video you guys got in October. There was supposed to be another one. It was supposed to be another convention vlog, but that convention ended up being a massive scam and taking a lot of people's money, and I just got a notification yesterday saying that the chargeback that I filed against that company is not able to be fulfilled, so I just lost $275, but that's okay. I have another fun project that's not Snoo related that's going to be dropping in November, hopefully. It is almost finished, so that's going to be really, really fun. And other than that, we're just going to work on the Snuus. We're going to bring the Snuus to the glory that they deserve, because, I mean, look at this little face. Look at this silly, silly guy's silly little face and tell me that you don't want one. All right, for real this time, because I'm rambling. Stay warm, stay cozy, stay toasty. If you sneeze during the video at any point, bless you. I am gonna now sit down and edit the pieces of this vlog together. So, goodbye.